This video is unavailable. Come on, Twitch. Okay, everything's fixed. We're going to start in 14 minutes looking at the games because we start at 8 o'clock Eastern, which is when we're on Chess TV. So for the next 14 minutes, well, now 13 minutes, you guys can sub or give subs or give huge donations and bits. And have amazing quips in the chat. Hey, Cosmos. Cosmo? Not sure if my shirt matches the board enough, but that's the closest they had. I guess that's pretty close. I only have 2 drinks today, my water and my protein shake. I'm starting not to like sparkling water anymore. Man, I used to really like sparkling water. Now I don't know. I don't like it as much. Don't forget to go to the camp. It starts in 10 days. Possibly 9 days. I don't know what day it is. I guess it's 10. Learn chess from grandmasters. It's an adult-only camp. Go adults. It's in Charlotte at the Chess Center. I've never been to the main Chess Center. I was at the previous Chess Center years ago, 10 years ago. And then they have 2 chess centers now, and I was at the other one, the smaller one. And now I'm going to go to the regular one. Hey, Richard. Remember, it's Sub Sunday, so if you're watching the stream, you're required to sub and give subs. I don't make the rules, I just make them up. Same thing, I guess. We have 9 games to look at this week. 9! That's actually perfect for 2 hours. I can wax idiotic between games. Hey, Mark. I didn't see you there. I was watching the Masters today, the golf tournament. That was very exciting all day. Today was the best day. Yeah, I'm not allowed to play because I'm a grandmaster. Darn. Yeah, once you go to El Salvador, you never come back. It's too nice. Did you watch Paris and then some word I don't know how to pronounce? I don't know what you're talking about. So I guess I didn't. Unless I watched it and don't know what you're talking about. That's 50-50. I'm old. I've heard of the city Paris. And I've been to the Paris Casino in Vegas. So that's pretty good. And I've heard of Paris Hilton. It's a bike race. Man, if I watch a bike race, probably you should take me to a neurologist. Something is wrong with me. The only thing worse than taped bike racing is live bike racing. Oh, snap. Yeah, the World Series of Poker every year is at the Horseshoe in Paris, which are connected, and they have events in both venues. The cash games are at Paris. There's also a poker room at Horseshoe. You can play cash games there. But it's more fun to play in the big World Series of Poker room. Chess soon? That depends on your definition of soon. Hey, Felix. Yay, celebrities are here. Is there anyone who can consistently make you laugh? Don Rickles, Rodney Dangerfield, Dave Chappelle, or among a few. Typically, the chess starts when we're on Chess TV, which happens in 8 minutes. Although somehow we have 1,000 viewers now. Go viewers. Also, Henny Youngman was funny. Where do I get my dry humor from? I don't know. Maybe it stopped raining and humor's dry. Yeah, Don Rickles wasn't very funny in Casino. He got beat up good one scene. Yeah, we got to watch out for these aliens. In fact, the scariest movie ever was Alien. Favorite opening for White and Black? I don't think I have a favorite opening. Usually I make an X-rated joke, but I'm tired. It's Sunday. So I may be wrong. I'm guessing I am wrong. Because I haven't seen anything on the internet. I thought April 13th was Kasparov's birthday. But I didn't see anything on the internet saying it was his birthday. So now I'm not so sure. I thought it was April 13th. I guess somebody could look it up and tell me why I'm wrong. I'm old, so I just make stuff up now. Like, today's Kasparov's birthday. Chess.com posted something. Yeah, I wouldn't see that, I guess. Let's see. Kasparov was born in 61? No, he was born in 63. So he'd be 62 today, if I'm right. If I did the math right. Yeah, so it is his birthday. I just didn't see stuff. I thought I'd see a lot of birthday wishes on Twitter, but I didn't. Maybe I wasn't on Twitter enough. Ben, please start analyzing the games. I can't. I always wait until it's 8 o'clock so we're on Chess TV, so we have more viewers. All I can do is sit here and not be funny. Talk about Kasparov's birthday. You learn something new every day, Garnagath. Some people don't even call it Twitter anymore. Okay, let's discuss something until we start analyzing the games. Who's a worse person, Donald Trump or Elon Musk? And you have to show your work. Chess.com wished Kasparov happy birthday on Blue Sky. Man, was I on Blue Sky today? No lying, Redbird Flag Chess. You do know them both personally. Matthew Eskelin subscribed. Hooray! Happy birthday, Kasparov. Evil billionaires are a dime a dozen. Man, Mr. Burns won't be happy about that. Go tensor extension. Seems like it's 50-50 in my chat. People think Trump is worse or Elon is worse. He's definitely worse. Damn, spelled definitely twice. Yay, it's 8 o'clock. Hi, Chess TV. Trump is funnier than Elon. That's correct. If they both did stand-up, Trump would win. On YouTube, they're saying they're equally bad. Here's how you figure it out. How many people like one and dislike the other? Like, how many people like Trump but dislike Elon? And how many people like Elon but dislike Trump? I actually know a couple of people who like Elon and dislike Trump. Oh, it was, if you like comedy, the president's health report was released, and it's just all lies, except his age. His age, they told the truth. That's the only true thing on the document. Lie about his height, lie about his weight, lie about his blood pressure. They lie about his resting heart rate. The resting heart rate was the most lying. That was the biggest lie of them all. Also, they lied about his temperature. They just said it was whatever average is, 98.6. He said he runs the 40 and 4.25. I mean, come on. Yeah, they said his resting heart rate was 62. God damn. They say he's 6'3", even though he's about 5 inches shorter than Barron. I think Barron is 6'3", but somehow he's also 6'3". I'm guessing Trump has a 0-inch vertical. $9 billion over $4 billion. That's right, Bonarichi. Yeah, you're supposed to have put a game in an hour and a half ago or earlier, Felix Frias. But you could still post a game. I'll just ignore it. You have to connect your Twitch account to your Discord account. They have to know each other. I don't know how to do that, but people have done it because people post games. Then you go to the correct channel, which is called like post your PGN games here for some Sunday. It's pretty obvious what the right channel is. But you're not allowed to post in that channel if you haven't connected your Discord to your Twitch. Now, connecting your Discord to your Twitch, I have no idea how to do that. But people do it, so it's possible. Felix Frias, you've been watching my stream for years, and just now you're trying to figure out how to post a game? What? Seaburn 1985 subscribed. Thank you. I think Barron is 7-5 if Trump is 6-3. Trying to link it is the first step to failure. Yay, C. Byrne, 1985, gifted 5 subs. And who said billionaires like Mr. Burns were evil? Go C. Byrne, 1985. I'm really worried about looking at one game that was submitted, because the person who submitted it said it's the worst game ever. And I'm like, I don't know, I've seen a lot of bad games. If this is worse than all of them, it's going to really be bad. It's probably fine. Go Felix Frias, but stay there. At the end of the stream, if there's like 15 or 20 dead minutes before the stream ends, I can look at it. Ben, what is your morning routine? I sleep. Although tomorrow I have a dental appointment at 10 and the housekeepers are coming at 8 a.m. So I have to wake up early. So my morning routine is ruined tomorrow. Very confusal. Okay, let's begin. The first game, as per usual, is from Sitbear. Sitbear says, my opponent played a weird opening to try to confuse me, but his ELO is 3 digits, so he got confused instead. I basically just played the Kali system a tempo up, which is weird because I was black. I'll never get that minute of my life back. Okay, so Sitbear claims to be 1623 and his opponent is 976. And it's game 30, delay 5, and this was played in September of 2024. So white played b4, e6 is a move, bishop b2, hoping for Sitbear to play bishop takes b4, which is 50-50. Then white would play bishop takes g7 winning. Somehow, the Sitbear didn't fall for that. Probably Sitbear didn't see bishop takes b4. That's the most likely. Okay, so he played knight f6. Usually, white plays a3 here, but instead, white played b5, which is also possible. a6, not a very sophisticated move. e3, also not good. c6, obviously not a good move. I mean, the game is just garbage, but all right. I mean, that's what you guys submit. Okay, bishop c4 is a ridiculous move. Yeah, bishop e2. I mean, if I played bishop c4, it's because I wanted to play bishop b3. Now, I don't want to play bishop b3. I'm just saying, if I played bishop c4, I would expect d5, and then if I played bishop e2, I could have played bishop e2 the previous move. Anyway, all moves are bad And I think it's pointless to keep looking at the game. So we just go to the next game. The next game won't be any better from C.L. Smith. Okay, C.L. Smith has convinced me to continue looking at this game, if you can call it a game. Luckily, it's not a long game. Okay, bishop d6, not a bad move. Knight f3, knight b d7, castles. Seems like black might want to play e5, so probably white shouldn't have castled, played d4. Okay, e5. White's position is already clearly worse. d3 is correct. Queen c7 is okay. Obviously, Sitbear is hoping to play e4, attacking the knight, and then he would win the h-pawn. That's like a deep tactic for Sitbear. On the other hand, it's probably too deep for his opponent, who's rated under 1,000. However, his opponent showed me and played h3, so it wasn't too deep. I can't believe Sitbear wasn't too deep for 900. Castles is good. Knight b d7 is good, or b d2. I almost said the right number. I was only 5 off. c5 isn't terrible. c3, man, if I was white and I played c3, I would be PO'd. c3 is a ridiculous move, blocking the bishop. If I was white in this position and it was my turn, I would play c3 to c2. So my bishop was better. Okay, now, Engine says black made a mistake, but it doesn't look like a mistake to me. Maybe it is. e4. Man, now the Engine went from black probably winning to equal. I guess that is a mistake. Okay, so black got too aggressive before developing his bishop. Takes, knight g5. E-pawn's pretty weak. And with the bishop on c8, we can't play bishop b7 or bishop f5 and defend our pawn, so white can keep attacking it. Rook e8, that's good. Ooh, c4. Yeah, c4's bad because losing a piece is bad. In this position, the knight on g5 is trapped, so white should play either queen c2 attacking the e4 pawn or queen b3 attacking the f7 pawn. Instead, white let black play h6, winning his knight, because the knight's trapped. I'm not saying he played h6. I'm just saying h6 wins the knight. Now, Sitbear did play h6, and now white is losing. So white went from equal to losing in one move, proving again that c4 is explosive. Okay, then white gave up the 2 bishops. This is called the horizon effect. This position, if it's black to move, black wins a piece. And if white makes a normal move, black wins a piece. So white traded pieces so that it was past the horizon of the amount of calculation that white could make. All white knew is that he wasn't losing a piece this move, and with other moves he would. He's just staving off losing a piece for a move, and he's also getting rid of his best minor piece. But at least he's not losing a piece this move. So he was pleased. Okay, then he gave up a piece for a pawn because that's the best he could do. Seems like Sitbear took this way to play queen h3, and white didn't do anything about it. Yeah, so he played queen h3. Now, a funny tactic that doesn't work is queen takes bishop, rook takes queen, pawn takes queen. That variation, it does work. The reason it doesn't work is queen takes bishop, hangs mate in 1 to either rook g2 mate or queen g2 mate. Currently, those moves aren't mate because the queen on d5 protects g2. But black is threatening mate with queen h2 mate. And white took a pawn, letting black checkmate him with queen h2 mate. I guess white thought, my g2 pawn's protected, that's the only threat. Missing the queen and bishop both control h2. However, if white had played correctly, I have no doubt Sitbear would have eventually won. Dragonovardum 99 gifted a sub. Thank you. Maybe CL Smith. I think you're giving him too much credit. I like my explanation better. Cheesy Gazebo, your cheesiness must be vegan. Anyway, white didn't play very well that game. White lost his knight on g5. Then white blundered his pawn on h3. Then white blundered mate in 1. That's why white's rating is under 1,000. Makes a lot of blunders. Truth hurts. If you want to be over 1,000, you don't want to hear words like, you blundered a knight, you blundered a pawn, you blundered mate in 1. If you hear those words, you're not going to be over 1,000. It's the Greyborn. Jim Stir subscribed, and Dragon Vardim 99 gifted another sub. Yabba 2 doesn't believe it. He says even players over 1,000 make those mistakes. We're only 13 subs away from 500, and the stream only started 33 minutes ago. Why didn't white just checkmate black instead of blundering mate in 1? Exactly. Now you're making sense. Well, it's only 8:20, so, and I started about 8:08 analyzing the games. So one of the complaints that I've oft talked about on the stream is very low-rated players talk about, I didn't know the opening, and I wish I knew my endgame, and I wish I knew the Lucena position, and I wish I knew the Philidor position, and I wish I knew this opening better, and, so forth. And then I look at their game, and every 5 moves they hang material. And that's why their ratings are low, because they have pieces and they give their pieces away. And one of the problems with getting better at tactics is most people, when they do tactical puzzles, those puzzles are assuming you're the one doing the tactic. And for reasons that are not quite clear, people are better at doing tactics when they win for them rather than winning for their opponent. So like, if this 900 player was black, I would assume, and I could be wrong, that he would play queen h2 mate. But when he's white, he doesn't see queen h2 mate because it's for his opponent. That's the weakness of most low-rated players. And by low-rated, I mean under 2,000. Players under 2,000 see tactics for themselves, but not for their opponents. They get surprised a lot. And knowing how to play a certain opening correctly doesn't matter if you're always hanging your queen. Dragon O Vardum 99 gifted another sub. And basically, this is the only problem that what's his name has. I forgot his name. The guy who's 100, but he's actually 200. He hangs pieces a lot. He makes a move and like, oh, my queen's hanging. Oh, my rook's hanging. Oh, my king's hanging. That's the only thing he does wrong. Plays okay otherwise. But if you give a piece away every 4 moves, how do we improve this? Stop hanging pieces. When your opponent hangs pieces, take them. That's like 2,000. Man. Donating to this stream helps. Go Hype Train. We need somebody to gift a sub who hasn't already gifted a sub. Because the same people keep gifting subs. The Hype Train doesn't like that. It wants different people to gift subs. Have you seen the original Evans Gambit manuscript being sold at auction? I did not. I did note that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just acquired Bob Dylan's original writing of one of his most famous songs from 1963. I forgot which song it was because all of his songs are famous. Papega from New Jersey gave 100 bits, starting the Hype Train at level 2. Are you using a condenser mic? I don't know what that is. My mic is HyperX. It's this mic. I don't know what the word condenser means. I'm a chess player, not a microphone person. Can you have it? No. What do you mean? Bob Dylan was in the greatest group ever, the Traveling Wilburys. They were great in theory. Redberg Flag Chess gifted a sub. Yes, you can have it, Moo Lord. Oh, yeah, that's right. I said you could have it. You disagree about what I said, then you proved what I said. What? You're not supposed to give an analogy that gives my side. You're supposed to say, I played a 1700 and he played 95 and he probably didn't cheat. It's the Greyborn. The U.S. Open is not in Vegas. That's called the National Open. Yeah, you can get a selfie with me there. I'll be there working at the tournament. The U.S. Open is another tournament. Anyway, I had my lowest weight today in my life, which is weird because when I was born, it doesn't seem like I was hundreds of pounds. I was 233.6. So I lose weight every week. So in a year, I'll look like a normal person. I'll stand next to Karen. You won't know which is which. Okay, with the hype trains at level 2, typically I don't want to analyze a game during the hype train because then everybody stops donating. However, everybody already stopped donating. God damn. Anyway, I have a similar weight to President Trump, who supposedly is 8 inches taller than me, although I suspect we're the same height. Can you gift me bits so I can donate bits? Actually, I don't think I can gift you bits. I don't think you can give somebody bits. Unless I'm wrong, then you can. Once in golf, I got a hole-in-one, and I have a certificate framed in my house with the, hole-in-one certificate. What's my handicap? I think slower than I used to. That's my main handicap. Okay, the hype train's over. So we'll go to the next game. Our hero is black, and his opponent's name is Opponent. Let's see what it says. Hi, Ben. Second round game played yesterday in Quebec. Slow chess, game 90 plus 30. OTB tournament game that went down to the wire. I was black, won a pawn, then lost the exchange, but won it back with interest. As George Costanza once said, sometimes in life, the gods smile upon you, my friends. A few missteps, I'm sure, but as always, I appreciate your analysis. Thanks to Ankle16 for subscribing. Okay, so this game was played yesterday, slow tournament, and black is our hero. Black's rating is 1169, white's rating is 1344. Okay, so far no mistakes. So far, pretty good game. Now, white made a move I would never consider, but it's probably not terrible. Engine says white should either play bishop b5 check or d4, although I'm sure bishop c4 is also good. But white played a4, confusing the audience. I'll give you $20 at the tourney. I'm not using Amazon as a middleman. Good, good. Yeah, give me a bag with a $sign on it. Okay, now one thing that I teach my students is when their opponent makes a move, you don't have to stare at it and then do something about that move. Sometimes your opponent's moves are irrelevant, like a4. But black didn't do that. Black said, well, you played a4, so I'm going to play a6. Again, a6 is okay. It doesn't hurt. Okay, bishop c4. Very logical. Black played e6. That's okay. Knight c6. Now, white again made a move I wouldn't consider. Engine says white should play something like d3. White played king h1. Doesn't really hurt. Knight e7. Now, white followed my advice of always retreating. Played knight e2. Not a good move. e2 knight gives up control of the e4. Well, I forgot how to use the mouse. And d5 squares. I remember now. Sometimes when I use the mouse incorrectly, I'm using it the way I use it in ChessBase. That doesn't work on chess.com. Sometimes on ChessBase, I use the mouse like I'm doing it on chess.com. That doesn't work either. So I was confusing the two like I always do, and nothing was working. But then I realized I was confusing the two. So because the knight's not defending the center, black can play d5 now with advantage. Black castle, which is also good. White played c3. Black correctly played d5. That is correct. White broke my never trade policy. Engine says bishop d3 is best. By trading, letting the bishop get out. Yeah, and white's position doesn't make a lot of sense. So pieces are all sort of silly. Okay, knight f5 is playable. Engine prefers d4, but knight f5 is fine. Don't understand a5. Engine says rook e8 is good. That's probably what I would play. Also h5. Put it in h. a5 is sort of weird, but all right. Now it wants white to play g4. God damn. Oh, now it says knight e5 is better, and that's what white played. That makes more sense to me. g4 looks crazy. Okay, bishop e6. Knight takes. It says knight takes is question mark, and after b takes, black is already winning. It seems like d pawn's pretty weak, and we're opening up the b file for black. Like b2 and d4 are terminally weak, and by playing f4 early and not playing f5, which is never an option, bishop on c1 is terrible. So strategically, white is playing very badly, and for some reason, Jim is playing really well. What's going on here? Okay. Bishop c2 is fine. Yet knight d6 takes off the pressure from d4, and we're not worried about bishop takes f5, because that gives black the two bishops, and thanks Ash99999 for subscribing, and gives all the white squares away, leaving white with this very poor bishop. Okay, knight d6. b3 is not very good. Bishop f5 is fine. And now black's a pawn ahead and winning because black's a pawn ahead. However, as black pointed out in his preamble to the game, black then blundered the exchange. Always sack the exchange. The engine thinks white should play f5 soon, so it wants to play either f5, which stops f5, or h5, and then if f5 I have h4, attacking the knight. So something to try to stop f5. But black didn't do that. Black played rook b8. Now white should play f5 with some, some Gegenspiel. Rook f3 is not very good. Again, black should play f5. Black played rook e8. Now black played f5. Now white can play knight h5. God damn. And the idea is if you take it, rook g3 check is winning. And knight h5 threatens knight f6 check. White did play knight h5. Now, the best move for black is rook e7. However, I don't care about that. I care about the second best move because it's one of the funniest things I've seen in chess, like ever. The second best move is king f7, queen check, king e6, and the engine says the best white can do is queen e5, queen g7 perpetual. Black just saunters his king to e6. The engine says all zeros. Rawr! That's how the game should have ended, because that's the funniest. Steinitz approved. Well, king e6 and black is fine. Okay, so that's how they play chess nowadays. Okay, for some reason, black didn't play rook e7. The problem with rook f8, which prevents knight f6 check, is queen g7 is mate. So black has to find a move that stops queen g7 mate and knight f6 check winning the rook. That move is rook e7. Then the engine says black is up 1.24 because soon black will play knight e4. Okay, black sacrificed the exchange. Following my rule, always sack the exchange. Okay, and white's not completely winning. In fact, white might not even be winning. It says white's plus 0.9 because black has knight e4 later, and that's a pretty good knight. Okay, king g1. Don't understand that move at all. I understand knight e4. And rook e3 is just a blunder that loses immediately. Either black move, queen c5 or queen a7 wins. And queen a7 wins more. I don't know why queen a7 wins more than queen c5, but it does. I'm looking at the engine analysis and I don't understand why queen a7 is so much better than queen c5. I understand queen a7 wins. I just don't understand why queen a5 wins less. So this is what you do after queen a7. Oh, queen c3. And obviously this gains a tempo on the queen. Then we can play king f1. Oh, and queen c3 defends the rook on e3. So we have time for king f1. Okay. Okay, so black did play queen c5. And then white didn't play rook f3 as recommended by the engine. Played rook e1, which is terrible. And the reason is, in the aforementioned line, knight f6, queen c3, we can take on c3 and then take on e1. So now, knight f6 wins immediately because we're attacking the rook. And if you move your queen and defend the rook, I play knight g4. Okay, and black, unfortunately, unpinned the rook. That's what happens when you're 1100. Sometimes you don't play the right move. Funky Monk 50 subscribe, thank you. So knight f6 attacks the rook and then also threatens knight g4. So it says black is +6. After d4, black is still better, but not winning. Okay, and rook c1 is a blunder, but I doubt black saw why, and I'm right. Black is actually winning by sacrificing his queen. And this is completely winning for black because this pawn and this knight are too strong. And if you play queen e2, I play rook e4, knight takes b3, knight d4, e2, etc. And it says black is +5 if black takes the rook. I wouldn't expect an 1100 player to sack their queen, even though you get 2 rooks for it and a passed pawn and so forth. Black still played a good move, queen b6. Knight c3 is a good move. Queen f2 is the worst move that's ever been happened in Christendom. After queen f2, the Pope excommunicated white. Queen f2 is a simple blunder, which is what I said people under 2000 do, just because I play knight e2 check and win your rook. So a better move is to not move. If you don't move, after knight e2 check, your rook is defended. So obviously, you could move your king or your rook and avoid the fork. But instead of avoiding the fork, he made the fork stronger. May the forks be with you. Bam! First played in the game, gotcha versus bitch. Although this game was played in Canada, so it was actually gotcha versus bitch, eh? Okay, white played king f1, black took the rook. The game has turned. Rook c3, one of the worst moves on the board. The idea is if I take the rook, queen takes queen, black deftly sidestepped that with queen a6 check. So white's giving it away like an Alabama co-ed. That joke was for C.L. Smith. Now white doesn't have any pieces left because he blundered them all. Okay, so white probably played rook c4. The knight takes b3. King g1. So what should have happened is white should have played queen c2. Black would have thought, I'm brilliant. I take the rook and then play knight d2 check, and then would have been disgusted that queen takes queen is check. Then he loses his knight, and then he loses. But after queen c2, knight d2 check gets the job done. King g1 is a ridiculous move. The funny thing about this game is white is 200 points higher rated than black. White shouldn't be 200 points higher rated than anybody. He did play king h1, king g1, king f1, king g1. That's how he gets all the women. That's right, C.L. Smith, I agree. For some reason, White resigned. Seems like he's probably going to lose. Yay, Jim won. He's our hero. In White's defense, he did unpin his rook. No, but what you guys don't understand, because you forgot, if you're trying to defend White, even jokingly, is this was a slow game. Game 90, increment 30. And White's like, here's my piece, here's my other piece, here's another piece. And then let me move my king around like this while you're taking my pieces. Terrible. But Yabba Dabba Doo, you missed that Black has 2 connected passed pawns. That's why White resigned. And yeah, White found knight h5. That's right. Very suspicious. Anyway, as a chess coach, if I was White's chess coach, I would say don't play like that. Then I would be right. C.L. Smith with the truth. Okay, now we'll take a 30-minute break while you guys get us to 500 subs. It all happened because of F4. If only White knew the opening. Let's see, somebody texted me, I think. Oh, no, nobody ever texted me. Go Bristol, England. Hey, Derpy Moose. Exactly. Black knew the opening better. And White didn't know his endgames down a rook and a knight. White, after the game in his defense, said, I may hang all my pieces, but I don't hang my queen. Okay, next game. It's Bonarichi time. While Bonarichi's still awake. Bonarichi says, game 30, no increment. I was pleased I was able to write down all the moves correctly. That's hard to do when it's game 30. This game, unlike most of Bonarichi's games, was played last year. Most of Bonarichi's games are played 35 years ago. Bonarici's our hero, and he has White. So far, both players are playing like super grandmasters. No mistakes yet. Now, Black played an unusual move, which is played in another variation of the Ruy Lopez for different reasons. The reason here, I don't know. Played knight b8, confusing the audience. Maybe he was setting up for the next game. Obviously, White doesn't want to trade bishops and develop Black's knight, so White correctly played bishop c4. Now the engine says White is virtually winning after d4. But he played more conservatively, and typically when Black moves the knight away from c6, we want to play d4, such as in the cases where Black plays knight e7 to g6. then we try to play d4 ASAP and not rocky. Okay, so queen e2. It's okay. Again, d4 is very strong. Very strong. d4 just wins material. Because if the bishop moves, we just win a pawn. And if they take, we take back, attacking the bishop and threatening e5. And the knight's pinned. So d4 just winning. Plus 2.2. It's not clear what their ratings are because Bonarichi didn't provide us with that information. But probably their ratings are similar because the game was played in a quads. H3, boring. Once again, d4 strong. Black plays d5, that's okay. These moves are all good. Queen c7, I mean, black loses a pawn, but probably is going to lose a pawn anyway. But he decided not to lose a pawn by taking with the g pawn. This is very dangerous for black's king, but probably I would take with the g pawn also. Okay, d4 is okay. Okay, now that move doesn't make any sense. Black has this pawn structure. I did it again with my chess-based stuff. Black has this pawn structure, and by voluntarily playing ED, well, actually, when you play ED, I have to make it blue because it's ED. You're ruining your pawn structure. Doubled, isolated F pawns. A couple people got it. Okay, so sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you play ED. Sometimes that's ED's all you got. Okay, CD. Now, white is much better because black's pawn structure is ridiculous. Black traded his E5 pawn for his C3 pawn. Terrible. Queen d3 is not very strong. The engine wants to play knight h4, get the queen over there, and bishop d3, and so on. Forcing white to play bishop c2, winning. Good job, black. I hope white played knight h4 here. White should have played knight h4 like 4 moves in a row. Now it's obviously the right move because you win the f-pawn. Yay, knight h4. Bam. King h8, walking into the corner. Yeah, white should play knight takes d6, getting rid of the 2 bishops, and then rook e5, blocking the black queen, putting the rook into the attack. But white's still completely winning. Bishop e7, terrible. Rook c1 isn't a move I would consider. Okay. Black should take the rook on c1 since this is hopeless. Knight b3 is an excellent move on the way to c5. Queen h5 is good, threatening mate. Queen e5 is good, pinning the knight. White is up 4.5. Here the engine wants Bonarichi to play rook e3, rook g3. Knight c5 is winning. +5 is +5. Ooh, Bonarichi squeezing his opponent, b4. Giving him no counterplay. And black resigned because if king takes queen, f5. If Bonarici's here, which I'm not saying he is, what was your opponent's rating? Seemed like he was about 1,600. You didn't write it down? No. Somebody go to uschess.org and go to MSA and go to the ratings and type in Jacob Reeves and find the one from Michigan, because Jacob Reeves sounds like a common name. Let's find out this guy's rating. Bonarichi, did you win the quad? Well, the tournament was over a year ago, so you might have forgot. No, what? 1640? What did I guess? I said 1600 something, right? Maybe you won the quad? Good answer. He was 1,500 a year ago? No. Anyway, I was talking to Levy, and he said he was watching the Masters, because he said he's pretty close to a master now. And he said his favorite player in the tournament is M. His name is spelled I-M. Yo, it's Thomas. Subscribe. Thank you. Derpy Moose, subscribe. Thank you. We're almost at 500 subs. We need 9 more. 9. Gotham Chess actually played in the Masters golf tournament about 3 years ago, but he got double bogey on the first hole, then he withdrew. God, there's an hour left in the stream? No! Ooh, water. Karen's streaming for 5 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours. Yay! Will Blundering Something gave like 10 subs or something. Yay! Will Blundering Something put us above 500 subs. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a double bogey. Yeah. Good one, Petrosians 11. What, you got the ED joke? I'm sorry for your troubles. Will Blunder Something. That is a good name. He blundered all his subs. Gave 10 subs away. So I would like to point out something, if I might. Okay, if you scroll up on the chat, it says Will Blunder Something is gifting 10 subs. Okay, then if you look at the top of the stream where it tells you who gave the most subs this week, it says he gave 9. Ridiculous. It says 10 for you? Okay, I'll refresh. Yeah, I refreshed it. It says 10. Yay. Good job, CL Smith. You made me refresh. Why did mine say 9? 9 was never right. That's right, as in none. 9. Did Will blunder something, give subs? 9. Must be tough to be German because you live in Germany and then everybody speaks German all the time. And you have to hear that all day. God damn. I played in the Bundesliga before you guys were born. Well, most of you. Let's see how many people watch my stream. Remember what I say. What team did I play for in the Bundesliga? I even remember our captain's name. The sponsor. I don't think I've been to Bavaria. That's correct, CL Smith. Yeah, Dortmund. Jurgen Grosstadt was the captain. He was the sponsor. Hufflepuff is a good answer also. Queen of Schist, niet. Has Hans tweeted anything in the last 6 days since he withdrew from Paris? Are you also playing, or do you like talking only? I'm definitely not playing. This is Sub Sunday. We analyze subs games. Yesterday, I played for hours. Terrible. That's the way it is every Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I play subs. Sunday, we analyze games that were submitted. Maybe Hans is in El Salvador. He was deported because he's Dutch. Yeah. Was Hans born in the Netherlands or the U.S.? Because maybe he was deported. Do you stream Monday through Friday? Yes. He was born in Greenland. I like that Kramnik is suing Naroditsky because Naroditsky was lying on the internet. That's actually funny. I mean, if Kramnik was suing me, I don't know if I'd be upset or if I think it was funny. Probably both. Kramnik hasn't even blocked me on Twitter, and all I do is make fun of him. Good to be a GM. Yeah, if I wasn't a GM, I would have been blocked a long time ago. Is he suing chess.com because Naroditsky was lying? That was settled out of court, C.L. Smith, about a year ago. Hans got an undisclosed sum of money. And Magnus and chess.com sort of apologized. And Magnus agreed that he would play Hans if they got paired. To answer your question, Tens Chess, look up Sam Shanklin's rating. That's the answer. Since you just described him. Oh, snap. We really shouldn't make fun of Hans on the stream. He's been the butt of many jokes. Okay, let's go to the next game. Oh, the worst part of the stream, looking at the games. Okay, Tortolino writes, "Hi, Ben." Oh, it's a long paragraph. "I want to thank you for your lecture on the Greek gift you made 5 years ago." Man, if I made the lecture 5 minutes ago, I already forgot. I watched it the day it came out. You kept saying, just because you know it doesn't mean it always works. So I patiently waited 5 years, and finally, I saw the distinguishing characteristics of the abominable snowman. Man, I like the way that paragraph ended. So Tortolino writes that he was white, and it says black is the under 18 champion of something. That doesn't make any sense, because if he was the under 18 champion of something, he would smoke Tortolino. That's got to be wrong. Maybe he meant under 8, and under 8 would still smoke. Okay. Anyway, for some reason it says they're both 1700. I guess those are estimates. Time control is 60 minutes plus 10 seconds. Under 8 is also under 18. That is correct. I already answered your question. Look up Sam Shankland. That's the ELO you could achieve with no talent and hard work. Okay, Tortolino's white. CD doesn't have a good reputation. Black should just play D5. Yet now we have an advanced French where black has taken on D4 too quickly, allowing white's knight to easily get to C3. White is already better. And you will know my name is the Lord. Oh, with no work and really hard talent. I don't know, 200. I just thought you asked the same question again because it's the chat. Yeah, white's already completely winning. The engine says king h7, knight g5 is +4. Black played king h8, which is even worse. Bishop takes c3 check, If that's not the horizon effect, then what is? That's the definition of the horizon effect. Like, I won't get mated if I put him in check. In many worthless online games. CL Smith, are you going to the National Open this year? Are you going to the World Series of Poker? And what are your excuses? I know the answer is no. I just want to know what the excuses are. And don't say money, even though that's the excuse. Yay, yeah, go to the National Open, play some poker in WSOP. You can play cash games in Paris. Okay, BCE. Okay, I want you guys to guess in the chat what Black played here. Also, if Black is 1700 and the under 18 champion, why is he allowing a Greek gift that wins immediately? And why is he playing mistakes on move 3 in the opening? Very suspicious. Man, F6 is one of the worst moves suggested. That's good. The best move is King G8, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's still, Black is still going to have to play this move. Yeah, Bonarichi and Redberg flag chess are correct. Queen takes knight. If I was playing a slow game, I can't play queen takes knight. I'd have to resign. Although if I was playing Tortellino, maybe not. What's this guy the under 18 champion of? His bathroom? I mean, he's definitely not the under 18 champion of his home. There's somebody, he has a sibling that's better than him. Oh, snap. Why did White play bishop takes knight when the bishop is godlike on f6? Why would you trade this bishop for the knights? Like, the bishop on f6 is so good. Who would even think of such a move? God, I'm so mad. Hey, Black resigned. Yeah, Black is the under 18 champion of something. Yeah, that's right. What's Black's estimated rating that game? 100 or 200? Oh, snap. Yeah, if he was the over 18 champion, then I would believe it. But under 18 champion, that's stronger. Ah, under 18 champion of something, but not chess. Ah, that makes sense. Like of hockey or something. Yeah. You figured it out. No, rook e8 wasn't saving the position. Let's analyze. Something we never do on this stream. Well, rook e8, White has forced mate, although knight takes f7 check is obviously... And I can play queen h5 check king here, and then bishop takes g6 is forced mate in 4. So probably we should play king g8, Then the engine says we should take the knight, but rook e8 is the other move. And then this is mate in 5. Bishop takes g6. And if you play fg, then white just simply mates this way. And if you don't, you get mated anyway. If you play king a3, king f8, it shows how bad bishop takes knight was. Now bishop a3 check. Controlling the square, making black play knight b4, queen d6, rook e7. And that's why this guy's the under 18 champion of something that's not chess. So it says a nice even game. White is your hero. He didn't put the names of the players, but he put white is 2048. That's him. And black is 2010. And it's a 10-minute game. Now, I have very bad news. And I was very upset when I had to pace this game. This game is 100 moves long. So we're not going to discuss it very much, but we'll discuss it a little. Wait, you are a moderator, C.L. Smith. A 100 moves, that's impossible. Imposterous. Inconceivable. Okay, white's our hero. 10-minute game. Both players are 2,000. Knight f6 is okay. This is okay. Engine says white's slightly better. Doesn't like bishop f5. Yeah, black doesn't have a lot of development. e6 is an interesting pawn sacrifice, especially in a 10-minute game. Although queen e2 is sufficient to give white a close to winning advantage. But e6 is good. Ooh, f5, I didn't see that coming. This says white's just completely winning. There's a lot of question marks and dubious near black's moves on the computer here. The best move is knight takes e4? What planet am I on? And then you don't take the knight? What happened to my chess understanding? Okay, so this is the best move. It wasn't played, but I would never consider such a move. Wow, and this is +6. I mean, I still wouldn't play it. Imposterous. Okay, so white played d5, more human move. Black is just white's +5. Black's position's hopeless. How did white not win this game? White's over 2,000. Also, black's over 2,000. Your screen didn't freeze. I was frozen in terror. Now, let's go back to the beginning of the stream when I said players under 2,000 are beginners. These players are over 2,000. So now I adjust what I meant. I meant players over 2,000 are beginners. That's okay. Black is now plus 5.5, and black didn't win either. Anyway, both players are banned from the stream. Queen takes X-Clam. I guess that's what White was expecting when he played Queen D7. You don't want to upset your opponent. Bonarichi says, check please. Are they under time trouble? It's move 15. Well, it's actually move 20. Somehow, I think Magnus Carlsen's better than these players. Okay, well, let's continue. But he could take the other rook. All right, well, this still wins. Wow, White didn't win this endgame. And White's over 2,000. God damn, I'd beat anybody in this position. And then some. Man, I would lose to you guys in this position if I was black. F3, giving up the pawn? King G1? Why not King G2? What? King G1. All right. I mean, it doesn't matter. But Rook B7 in front of the pawn? Doesn't matter. But yeah, White has good technique. B6. That's funny. White didn't play Rook A3 check? I mean, well, I mean, in this position, if my opponent played Bishop F7, that means when he played King D4, he didn't see Bishop takes pawn. Because if he saw Bishop takes pawn, he would have played Rook A3 check. And then here he could have played Rook B8 check. Now it's a draw. King H6 is a blunder. Moving the rook away wins. King F6 is a blunder. King F7 draws. That's a blunder. Now King F7 draws. That's a blunder. Now White's winning. It says White's +9 here. That just loses to Rook F6 check and Rook takes Bishop. White's technique in mating with a queen isn't very good. Bam! Queen B6 check. Draw. I guess he was expecting king here. Then Queen B6 doesn't make any sense. So, a perfect game. Table-based draw. 10-minute game. Well, the guy was obviously kidding when he said it was a perfect game. He just thought it was funny. That was chess.com. Those are chess.com ratings. 2048, 2010. It says live chess. It's not made up. Okay, next game. Hi, Ben. This was a fun game. I blundered a fork at the start, but came back with a cool tactic. Enjoy. 10-5 rapid on Lichess. The players are both 1,500 plus tax. Black is our hero. 0 blunders. We'll take a break so I can shake off that game. Any of you guys watched the Masters? The end of the golf tournament was great. Very exciting. You watch the playoff only? Yeah, you miss a lot of stuff. Ball is in parking lot. Good Simpsons reference. Lee Carvello's putting challenge. I suggest feather touch. Yeah, today was the best. Okay, Knight is black. He's our hero. This game was played on Lichess. C5 is not very good. Knight C3 just hangs the C pawn. White gives up the 2 bishops. Bishop A6 just hangs a piece to Queen A4 check. Black should play Bishop B6. White's just up a piece. Knight A2? God damn. That's a bit passive. White's still up a piece, so White's still winning. Uh-oh. I see a bishop takes F2 coming. I don't see it in the game score. I just assume. No, he played there, which is a blunder. Yeah, White just takes with the queen because Black just hung his pawn there. So, just take it. I can't believe Black found Rook takes E3. How did Black find that? What? After all that's happened in this game. Bam! Wow, B4 loses brilliantly. And Black saw it. Man, Black gets a lot of kudos. Bam! Rookie 1 check. First played in the game, gotcha versus bitch. Wow, White saw Rookie 1. Black saw Rookie 1 check. Damn. Black's better in tactics than I am. I mean, except for the King E1? Except for when he hung his bishop on A6. After King E1, it says White resigned. That was a 10-5 rapid rated game. Yeah, you can really see those 1,500 ratings are Lichess. That was a fun game to watch. Both sides blundered, then Black played a series of scintillating tactics, confusing his opponent. That was a great game to look at on Kasparov's birthday. That looks like the famous game Boris Becker versus Garry Kasparov, which will be on our channel within the next week as a 5 Minutes with Ben. The final position similar. What kind of music do I listen to? I listen to a lot of music. Listening to a lot of 70s lately. That's why everybody likes it, Roof May. Ooh, water. A man drink like that and don't eat, going to die. When? Anybody get the movie reference? No, boo. Tombstone, boo. That's worse than no. Yay, Blazing Saddles. Good one, Roof May. That was Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder. Yes, all of my Ruby references are to Blazing Saddles, except the ones that aren't. That's right before they play chess. That's when they first meet, Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder. Where are all the white women at? That's much later in the movie. You have a Blazing Saddles poster next to the Snatch poster, Pulp Fiction, and True Romance. Those are the 4 posters on the wall there. Ranking those movies 1 to 4 is impossible. They're all so good. Although Blazing Saddles is probably 4, but still. They're all 1. Good answer. Candy gram for Mongo. Mongo like candy. Sign here. He just crushes it with his hand. What do you think I took you to all those Police Academy movies for? For the jokes? I think Homer said that. Video keeps freezing. Audio is fine. Is that only on my end? I hope. You just told the story. Let's see what my thing says. Drop frames 65,000. What? Terrible. I'm on a hard line. How's it dropping frames? I don't know why it drops frames around a hard line. 16% drop frames. That's crazy. It should be its usual 0%. I blame CL Smith because he confirmed it. My internet's the fastest. I'll do a speed test and tell you the numbers. Can't have more fun than that. Okay, download is 300 something. 350. And upload is 31. So it shouldn't be stuttering. The internet's good. It is bad because it says we're dropping frames. That's crazy. Maybe OBS is tired because Karen streamed for hours today. Reboot OBS. Well, then the stream ends. I think I need more ROM. I used to need more RAM, but I think it's ROM. Yeah, there's a 25% tariff on the computer now, so it goes 25% slower. John Rahm, that's what it is. That's why he scored 25% worse than he normally does. Okay, we got 3 games left. Worst game ever played by anybody ever. It's a 5-minute game on chess.com. White's 1681. Black is 1812. And White's our hero. I have plenty of RAM. I'm wondering about how much ROM I have. Okay, this is the worst game ever played according to the submitter. Bishop g4 is a mistake, but it's a mild mistake. e3 is also not a good move. White should play knight e5. That's why GMs don't play bishop g4. If White was playing e3, GMs would play bishop g4 all day. And then some. Knight b1? Okay. Setting up for the next game. It says knight bd7 is a mistake. And after queen b3, White's better. Oh, damn, a3. Now Black's better. Yeah, it says Black has the winning advantage now. +3 for Black, +4. God damn. Oh. Now it says bishop takes h2 check. Aw. Basically, what Black's winning, then Black makes a dumb move, and White's much worse. Then White makes a dumb move, then Black's winning, so forth. Now Black is only better. Now Black's winning. Now Black is just better. Taking the other way is winning. Knight d6 is a good move. Black is up 0.88. So far the game is pretty good. Queen takes c6 is a mistake. Rook G8 is ridiculous. Yeah, black has to play queen H3 here, threatening F3. But black knew never to play F3, so black played here. Now after queen takes E4, white's just winning. Okay, so now white's winning. Man, F3 allowing D5 check. God damn. This game was not that bad. Black was winning, didn't win. White won. That game was fine. White played the opening and middle game very badly. Then black played the middle game and end game very badly. That's not even one of the 3 worst games on the stream. Why are you the way you are? Ah, the important question of the day. Looks like under 18 champion game. Go Musk. We're still dropping frames. Terrible. It says CPU 2%. That's low. 1.9%. I think OBS is broken. The Greyborn says, I can't believe I found this mate. He was here earlier, then he said he had to take a nap. Played on chess.com. White is rated 147 and black is rated 170. And it's a 10-minute game. Black's our hero. Now it says the stream isn't dropping any frames right now. It's all green bars. I guess that means it'll drop frames later, but right now it's not. Now it says it's dropping frames. Boo! Now it says it's not. We'll just do that the rest of the stream. Okay, so both players are rated under 200 on chess.com. Man, what would it mean if your rating was under 200 on Lichess? God damn. So far, pretty good. Okay, now you have to guess what move White played. Remember, he's rated 147. Chess has a rating floor. That's not nice. G5, that's not even legal. Hey, somebody got it. Dragon Vardum 99. Although he may have looked at the score on Discord. But if he didn't, that's right, H4. Put it in H. Okay, now this is the funny part of the game. White plays G3, but not Sofiankado as bishop. Bishop B5. It says bishop G4 and black's already completely winning. We took this. D3 is the best move. Bishop D7. No, I told Gray Boy not to give up his pieces. No. Okay, so bishop D7 is not very good. These guys are playing like they're 2000. King E2? That does defend the knight. King E2. God damn, that surprised even me. Wow. I should have had you guys guess, but I wasn't looking at the score. I'll look at the score from now on. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you the two hardest questions you've ever been asked in your life. What move did black play? And then, when we're done with that, what move did white play? I don't know which one's funnier. I think what black played here is funnier. But white's response is also very funny. Nobody got it. It's too weird. Okay, so black played, A5's close. Black played bishop B4, which nobody got. Now guess white's move. I don't know which is funnier. King E2, bishop B4. How'd you think of the move bishop B4? How did you do it? You guys aren't good at being 100. Terrible. Okay, so nobody got it. Played Rook E1. Oh yeah, somebody got it. First time chat. Rook E1. JWMCC 2006. Okay, now the moves were reasonable. Takes, King F1, castles, pretty good. C3, pretty good moves. Bishop A5. Okay, now black played A6 here, which isn't too good. Now it says white's better. God damn. Ah! White didn't take the knight and then take the bishop. Yeah, bishop B6 is just winning for black. Rook takes E5 is like 7 question marks. Does anybody see what black should do here? Yeah, bishop H3 check is good. Okay, he didn't do that. He played bishop D6, eliminating the threat of bishop H3 check. Black's next move isn't very good. C6. White's next move doesn't look that bad to me. It's probably one of the better moves that's not rook takes bishop. Black submitted this. Never play f6 when it hangs all your pieces with discovered check. Okay, so instead of playing rook takes bishop check, white played bishop f4 hanging his rook. And black took. Okay, guess black's move. Queen a5. No, rook f7. Some people pointed that out. Bishop takes b7. Now black can checkmate with rook c1. Then rook takes queen mate. We played bishop b5, which is also winning. Bishop d5. And then this is what he posted about in his discussion of the game. I can't believe I found this mate. Bam! Gotcha, bitch. And that's why black is rated higher than white. Black is 170, white's only 147. So you can see why black dominated at the end. I'm sure he knew it was mate. Otherwise, why would you play rook c1? Good game. Greyborn wins. When you're rated under 200, you don't win very often. So when you do, it's fun. No, I was less than 200 pounds when I learned chess. Lefeng Hua is rating with a party of 91. God damn. People give him a shout out. Where's all the shouts out? This is the final position of a game played between two players under 200. We're doing viewer game analysis, but the stream ends in 6 minutes. But thanks for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Okay, time to look at the last game that was submitted. I honestly think that below 2,000, the Alien Gambit might just be busted. People can't defend it at all. I've been scoring lots of wins. Also, wanted to see if you had any quick tips on queen endings. I was really uncomfortable for some reason until I got them off the board. Finally back to playing after a long 2 months off. Okay, so white is our hero. He's rated 1757. Black is 1680. Chess.com. It's a 10-minute game. White is slightly higher rated. Slightly. No, not the England Gambit. This is the Alien Gambit. I did a video on this on YouTube. It's a line that loses by force for white, but people like it. It was invented by this guy, Witty Alien. I played it once on stream. I think I was playing an 800 and I was lost the whole game and then I won on time or something. So obviously white's completely lost. Okay, and a lot of people blunder here when they're rated under 2,000 because I keep saying that. Black is rated 1680 and played like the only obvious blunder, Bishop G4. So instead of 95 check winning the bishop, white doesn't know how to beat the only known blunder and plays here. Ugh. It's going to be one of those days. Then e6 allows 95 check again. Black's better by playing king e8. King h8, what? Now it says bishop takes h6 check. Bishop takes h6 is mate in 9. And it says rook takes h6 check is plus 12. So white played bishop f7, still winning. Not sure why black sacked the exchange, always sack the exchange. I don't understand that move. What? I don't know why white did that. Good thing it doesn't matter. White's good at checking. Never play f3. Now white got the queens off, so he felt better. It's tough to decide which was the worst game on stream today. I like viewer game analysis because I don't do any analysis. I just look at the moves and scoff. G6 was pretty good. Black resigned? Wow. Anyway, that was a fine game, and we ended all the games exactly at 10 o'clock, and we're now off Chess TV. Brilliant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for donating subs so we got to 500. Now I have to figure out who to raid. Let's see, I haven't raided Chess Sharks since yesterday. I'm going to raid somebody else because I raided Chess Sharks yesterday. See you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, everybody.